Sarian map colour is weird. Remember it always being this grey. It's not exactly a nice colour, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to look. The bit that I was unsure about was this, but I think that was more because of all the tribal lands. Like all of this being tribal. Although that does lead me to ask, Sevadir, do you have... Ah, you do. Tribal development. So you are using the full new mechanics. Although I don't know if you're using Federation mechanics. Huzzah! Not a member of a Federation, so I wonder if the Federations are disabled. Sindrin gifted a sub to Enterprise. Enterprise, congratulations on the gifted sub, courtesy of Sindrin. Thank you very much for that, Sindrin. Mage Generals also deal more, I think, 10% more shock and 50% siege ability. I don't think so. I think that's just based on the pips they get. For example, this guy, again, level 5 siege. It's very high for an early level general. I think they just have a higher chance of getting shock pips and siege pips, which corresponds to more shock damage and more siege. I've never actually looked at the Magisterium mission tree. Skyfall ritual. Oh, is the fold the building of the... Yeah, the tower. Which reduces dev cost and increases state maintenance. Which is this guy. Tower stage 2. Local dev cost minus 10. State maintenance plus 10. Dev cost minus 50. Wow. The magical breakthrough is quite the breakthrough. Goods produced, national tax. Do you produce Dame's tier? No, glass. Minus 35% dev cost, production efficiency, goods produced, national tax, and all power costs. Oh, hello. And then the last level. Create a level 1 center of trade. 10% reduction in power costs, which would stack with your innovativeness. So you'd basically have 20% reduction on all power costs. And another 5% from that. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Skyfall Ritual makes a tower produce Dame's tier. Aha. Yeah, I was fairly sure that I remember seeing it having Dame's tier in the past. So having a Dame's tier province with like minus 50% development cost. Incredibly potent. So I'm just going to very quickly look up the rules for this. Because one thing I am curious about is whether there are still rules about using generals. Mage generals rather, not just generals. Anbennar rules, here we go. So I'm going to very quickly put a Nightbot command onto this so we can see what the rules are. Commands, custom, rules. I think I'll just use exclamation mark rules. That makes sense. Actually, I feel like it's the same document. So if you want to see the current Anbennar rules, you can just type in exclamation mark rules, and that should give you them. And as a part of that, let's see if there's any rules about Mage General. So you can't use the Battle Mage Academy privilege. Yeah, see, that's the one that I was wandering about. Uh-oh. People desynced. We didn't pause. Okay, we're continuing until we crash. So if we go back over to the Magisterium, for example, and then take a look at the estates, and then the Magister estate, we can see that we have Battle Mage Academies, Morale of Armies +5, Army Tradition, DK +1, Monthly Power, Military Power -1, Lose 15, Army Tradition. However, you can use Battle Mage Mercenaries, and you can get War Wizard Generals, which will appear randomly depending on how high the estate influence for the Magisters is. I'm a little bit disappointed that this is banned, because I think that the downsides are pretty hefty, and unless you're actually playing as a magical nation, in which case this is like one of your big bonuses. Like, I feel like if I had Battle Mage Academies as Lorent, I would have done a hell of a lot better. Because I was one of the nations which was very much about having a magical centre. And the Academy only rolls with War Wizards once a century or two on average. Yes, that is true. They are still pretty freaking rare. It's mostly about the mercenary group that you can get, which are powerful, but they're also very expensive, so swings and roundabouts. And they have less manpower, I believe, so once you killed them, they're dead for a while. You just got to be careful about how you deploy them. I mean, if War Wizards are banned, then surely the Gnomes should have the Artificer units banned as well, because those are also really strong. In fact, are we using any yet? Yes, we are. Which do 20% more damage. Just for basically no downside. They cost as much as cavalry to recruit, but otherwise they have the same maintenance as infantry. They gain drill slower, big whoop, and they do 20% more damage. And you can have lots of them. You can have an awful lot of them. So I think it's maybe something to review would be allowing War Wizard Academies again. Especially now that Artifice is a thing. Otherwise the mages don't really have very much that they can use. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. You've also got all of the magic that they can use. Okay, so it looks like we did indeed crash out. So we're going to do a very quick rehost here. I'm going to go back into the chat channel, so might get loud.
Anarchy. No password. Viking is the password. It always is.
Probably shouldn't say that.
Button, okay? Netcliffe isn't Thingo anymore. Isn't brain dead.
Netcliffe will no longer be brain dead.
So is Mindboy going back to Netcliffe? What happened there?
No.
No, he died.
We're not gonna go back
So
to that
he's now
place.
West.
I hope I'm not going to die.
Yeah, what happened is Torsion backstabbed them.
I did not.
Torsion left him to die.
I pieced out of the war a little bit early.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit early.
I don't got 30k a little bit.
And the AI ran over Netcliffe.
I mean, he's still alive. Mindboy, you're known for
Yeah.
fighting until the bitter
hush.
end.
I know.
Hush. Close your trap. None of that.
My boy is dead.
My guy is just
Don't get false hope.
this
And
was
surprisingly-
5 chess. He's
not my
upgraded.
fault.
Well, clearly
that
he's gonna take over West Ham and then form Netcliffe, right?
Obviously. Like, what
Of
else?
course.
Oh,
That's
actually,
nice.
he could do Netcliffe into the New World.
Yeah, technically. Wait, I'm gonna do it.
Don't.
Hooray!
No.
Yes.
If he
We're gonna-
wants to, he
No.
can.
We're going
Let's
into
do
the
it,
new
man.
world.
I just
We're gonna
dropped
do
all
that
the
to
alliances and
Mindboy.
everything with Netcliffe.
Oh, nice. Oh, Mindboy, that's going to be the worst mistake you ever make.
I know, but I know
No.
for it.
At least he shows
That
character.
is a
I was
very
ready.
high bar.
There was going to be conflict down in the south. There was going to be actual, like, player wars and not just the more hand-holding.
wait, Mindboy, go back to West Ham. Yeah, that's disappointing, West Ham. Come on.
Well, I know
There'll
that
be
chat's going to be
there'll
rooting
be
for you if you
war.
stay in Netcliffe. So no
I
pressure.
know.
Middle finger to the chat.
Well, stay in Netcliffe isn't what he's doing. He's running away in Netcliffe, or he's moving to West Ham.
We're going to the New World, boys. I'm far too busy. The Emperor is dead to me. We're moving.
So are we going to see a Necklace version of Elnar this game?
As soon as the Kaiser loads in, we'll be going.
Is that the...
2 minutes?
It's the Sarian player.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Any moment, I should be able to form a Denica at long last.
Oh.
What percentage is he at, Oscar?
90%.
Okay. Nice. Everyone tab in.
Oh wait.
I'm just sat doing crosswords till you are flipping ready to go. It's actually quite funny doing crosswords when you're half cut.
Jesus, Sarian is large.
You just noticed.
Yeah, welcome to us thinking about Jad.
It's
yeah.
It's after it finishes its wars, it's able to form the Phoenix Empire.
Oh god.
We're gonna have a Jad 2.0.
It's already able to. It has 150 provinces.
No. You need 100.
No, I thought as AI you need 100, but as a player you need 150.
As a player, you also need 100.
Oh, is it the Jad Empire that only requires
Yes.
150?
Yeah.
That needs 150. But Jad Empire needs Rahen or Bora.
Yeah.
I think it needs both now.
So basically, the Empire will have to defend itself against a massive Jad Empire.
Again.
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 Wait, that happened.
Do you think
before
anyone
the-
else can say
We
again?
can do it, Curb.
Sunny
Get
check
off the
one
Empire!
I mean,
Get
off the
off the
screen.
You could always make him emperor. His seal is, the Phoenix Empire seal is on the Anbennar coat.
Alright, going back to commentary stuff. So, apologies for that. We had a big desync where everyone disconnected, and that also threw me out of OBS. But OBS has now been restarted. We've got everything actually picking up again. And we have a player war. Keruvia is fighting against Elisna. Elisna seems to be getting into all of these player wars now. Is Keruvia actually going to do anything about this? Keruvia's not actually fighting. No, that war's just ended. Okay, fake war. Cool. Who's that? Of Doltunga. So have we seen any changes in the overall Grey Powers? Yes, Sariand is now third. I don't think Sariand was even on the Great Power list yet, were they? So you've got Sariand in third, Sinvar in fourth, Akarapun in fifth, Eberthil in sixth, and is Malakar a player? I feel like it is. Yeah, Malakar is a player. In eighth, so we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 8 are Great Power players. Arakapun is 5th. Like, everyone's technology with the exception of the Great Command of the Command is actually where it should be. And Lisna just snuck onto 8th place as well. So how is the colonial game going? We can see that Eberthil is still colonizing a little bit more out there. Vanale is still on their back. We can see that Neckliffe is actually doing the most colonization out here, trying to establish their colonial nation by the looks of things. Dagakion has taken on a little bit of Orman's territory over there. We can see over here that Arakapun is indeed just expanding and gobbling up all of their opponents and their neighbours, just like Malkanar is over on that side. What is their tech level like? Your tech is 777, so you are staying absolutely on par with everybody else. Yours is also 767, so you're pretty much on par with the others. Although I did see that you just took out a loan. Darkfighter. Who's Darkfighter? Rel Skulker. Oh, right, yeah, you were fighting against Shattered Crown. I mean, I feel like Shattered Crown is also hurting quite a lot. Oh, no, no they're not. They've still got 35,000 manpower. I mean, Railskulker could potentially try to get mercenaries going. Hugely over their force limit. Yeah, Shattered Crown seems to just be too strong at the moment. Is the Phoenix Empire the HRE? No, Phoenix Empire is more like the Ottomans. In fact, Phoenix Empire and Jad, they're both basically just the Ottomans. With pretty much a similar role. They're the big bad that the Anbennar Empire needs to face off against. Well, right now you're just sitting here taking 1.2% attrition, which is not going to be doing you any favours. Shattered Crown wants 4 provinces. Which is probably over here. Oh, are they asking for Mithraldom? No, it can't be. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's probably these. I doubt that they can afford this. Too expensive. Oh, they're going for it. We should watch this battle because I think that this is going to be a pretty significant occurrence. So it's 4.9 morale against 4.1 from the Railskulkers. They are annihilating Shattered Crown. I don't know what the problem here was. Had they just not fought them before? I mean, yeah, they're still out of manpower, but I kind of feel like that might have been because of poor attrition management. Oh no, they have been fighting. Lost 1, lost 1, 1, lost, lost. Okay, so they lost 2 in a row there, pretty big ones. 1 lost. And the war score is currently minus 47% for the Railskulkers. So show superiority, which they are losing. I mean, Shattered Crown is down to low. What would Shattered Crown need for a peace deal? So it is currently 25 for that. Oh, they lost Mithraldom. Yeah, if they can retake Mithraldom, that would be a really big deal for them. Unfortunately, cannon aren't a thing yet. Money is definitely an issue. How many loans? 6 loans, 400 ducats. It's definitely had a cost. And what about Shattered Crown? Okay, Shattered Crown not caring about the cost whatsoever because they're making a small fortune from the fact that they control 4 different holds. I mean, this is a dangerous foe to be facing off against, especially at this stage of the game. And they do have their level 2 siege general trying to take down Mithraldom. If they do that, then I think the financial situation will improve. And also, that's going to have a significant change in the war score. Yeah, minus 34. That's actually going to put them into range of white piecing, I suspect. If they can retake this, which I think they probably can. Look at those unit models. Yes, so the orcs and the goblins have their own unit models now. So they're slowly but surely starting to roll those out. And they do look pretty awesome, I have to say. Let's see what the orc ones look like. There you go. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I think I like the goblins more than the orcs. And then we have the Company of Duran Iron Shield, Blue Shield over here. But they don't have their own unit models yet, they're just using generics. And they are currently fighting against the Dark Scales. Maya Moore are the Ogres. Dark Scales. What are Dark Scales? Kobolds. Oh yeah! This is the fourth Kobold faction. I forgot that they were over here. But they are getting absolutely trounced by the dwarves at the moment. Sorry, Kobolds. And they've done it. They've retaken Mithradum. Which means, if we flip back over to them, it's a -9. I bet, yes, white peace, they would do it. And their army is coming in again. They still have loads of manpower. And you've split all of your armies up. I mean, this is probably part of the reason... Oh no, that's Shattered Crown over there. Looking at the wrong perspective. Can Kobolds dig holds? I would think so. How would you be able to tell that without them having a hold? Considering how underground they are, I would think it's probably orcs, goblins, dwarves, and kobolds who can dig. Playing as Darkscale might be interesting, way out here. Because you'd be up against Silverforge, you'd be up against Azra, you'd be up against the Railskulkers, and then also Shattered Crown. Like, it's a dangerous area. Kobolds, goblins, and dwarves can dig, but not the orcs. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, actually, the nation which I think deserves a mission tree the most right now is Shattered Crown. Because I think that would be a really, really interesting faction to actually have fleshed out. Because this is ultimately the goal of, like, all of the dwarves. They want to take Shattered Crown back, and I would like to see Shattered Crown become, like, the big boss that the dwarves then have to deal with. Because at the moment, they're a bit of a pushover when you actually get to them. So, still no player wars properly. Let's take a look at what the alliance chains look like. So if we go to that, and then this. We can see that Bpec and the gnomes are allied. Bpec is allied to Arboran and the gnomes. Arboran is allied to Bpec and Coruvia. Is Coruvia a player? Coruvia is not a player, is it? Which I'm a little bit surprised by. Nobody took the... Oh, Coruvia might have been Cold Rage. Because we do have one player who wasn't able to make it today, and I'm guessing that was Coruvia. Just judging by how big they are at the moment. Who else do we have? Netcliffe. Currently completely diplomatically isolated. Pole's Edge is not a player. Vern is. Vern is allied to Eberthil and Rubenair. And Silverforge. Rubenair is now allied to Vern. So Rubenair does have their ally in the Emperor. Gibert, Arboran, Estalin, Ashenale, and Silverforge. Eberthil, just Vern. Elisna, Sariand, Elisna. Blue Dwarves, nobody. Railskulkers, nobody. Navakundur is allied to Medilkhan, Setabul, and Tudina. Tudina, I remember, they were one of the really big, annoying nations I had to fight against as Ovdal Khanzad. Ovdal Khanzad, I'm guessing, is not allied to anyone because I don't think they can see anyone. No, they can't. Alright, who have I missed? Oh yeah, Sinvar. And Marhold. And Conwell. And Ambenkost. Okay, I missed quite a few. So Sinvar, not allied to anyone. Marhold is allied to Iron Hammers and Sons of Demaria. Sons of Demaria, of course, being another player. Allied to Anbenland and Marhold. Then Conwell. Allied to Arboran, Anbenkost, and Magisterium. Ambenkost allied to Conwell only. What about further afield? I'm guessing you're not allied to anyone because you just killed everything. Not a good way of making friends. You, same thing. Oh wow, you've expanded greatly. sorry, no you haven't. Yes you have. Oh no, it's just showing that they're occupied. Oh, and you're a vassal. Interesting. I'm guessing this is a vassal as well. No. I think that's just showing the occupations. But regardless, the guys just fighting against AIs, surprisingly enough, are just exploding in size. Which is always the problem with having people so far away from like the big mess, is they will just explode in size. Anbennar has not done a huge amount of expansion for a while. Although they do have a lot of claims on a lot of stuff. What about the Federation? Like Fed. Who was the player? It was... Totally forgotten what nation it was. Ah, yeah. The dark greens over here. And you are allied to nobody. No, that's not true. No players, though. And Anbennar is fighting against Winged Blade, so this is the big Ogre versus Centaur conflict, with a couple of the Lake Federation getting involved, but not the player. So we probably should watch this one, because I want to see where the Centaur armies are. Kind of looks like the Centaur armies are dead already. Oh no, they're over here for some reason. Yes, of course, because taking out Mizatok is definitely the priority right now when your homeland's being occupied by Anbennar. Well played, AI. Well played.